Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 25. This is about Episode 24 of Season 1. Now, before I start talking about it, I just want to say, once again, thank you for, all your support with my channel and stuff so far. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first, and now I'll get into the actual storyline of the episode and stuff. Now, this episode is kind of appropriately titled. It's called, no questions please in the English dub. And what happens is Izzy's saying that this is very curious. They've been trying to find Jedi for over 2 months and stuff. And then what happens is after that they then Tendon's wanting them to take he and Izzy to take a break, and then it can't. Izzy says that they can't take a break because they have to find them, and then because he wants to find a more scientifical aspect to this problem, and then what happens is after that, Tenzemon is also saying that he's right, but even scientists need to take a rest and stuff. And then what happens after that is he says that there's no time to rest, and they keep going, and they come across the sign. Later on, Devimon is playing with the sign, and he's like, "This better work." I hate it when my Otis man gets angry. And then what happens is there's a flashback scene to when Devimon was talking to the thing in the bubble. He's like, the thing that's talking to him is telling him that he's still waiting for him to steal the crest from the kids and stuff. And the next thing that happens is he said he's got a surefire way to do it. And then the thing in the then the thing in the bubble is saying that he's heard that before, and then Devimon has said that with this cute little face tell a fib, boss. And then and then then the thing that's talking to him in the bubble says that he'll give him one more chance, but he won't be so benevolent the next time and stuff like that. Now, and then it goes back to where it is in the present scene. Devimon's like, if I don't steal those credits from those kids, he's crisping me over the cold. Now, before I continue with that, I just want to mention, I won't explain who the thing in the bubble is until 2 episodes from now. I just thought I'd get that out of the way for you guys first. And what happens is after that, he's using his claws to hit the sign, and and then the sign falls off, and then he notices that they're already here, and he's got to hit it. And then what happens is after that, and then what happens is Itty sees the sign, and he says, beware of falling, which says, beware of falling sludge, and stuff like that. And then what happens is they keep going in different directions, and it shows up with different kinds of signs about sludge and stuff. And then what happens is after that, they fall into the bottomless pit kind of thing. And then what happens is after that, they keep falling and falling, and then this voice is talking to Izzy and Sentimon, and he's saying that he's temporarily given them a lifeline because those who are greedy keep falling into the pit. And Izzy's wondering what he means by. He's confused by what the thing is saying about what could it accuse them of being greedy of. And then what happens is the thing is saying wanting to know too much, of course. So he's sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong, and also and he's and then says that Izzy doesn't know that he's actually doing it and stuff, and then it keeps falling and falling, and then Izzy's Tendemon's telling Izzy not to let go and don't let go of his curiosity because it's his curiosity that he admires. And then what happens is, uh, Izzy's wondering what procedure he should use to keep them from falling down the pit. And then what happens is after that, now I should quickly mention what this episode is called in the English dub. It's kind of called No Questions, Please, which is kind of an appropriate title in this case. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first before I continue. Anyway, the thing is telling him to stop asking questions and stuff like that, and then Izzy's saying that he doesn't want to know, and then he says he doesn't want to know again, and then they keep falling, and then they stop falling, and then this weird little Digimon that looks like an octopus that has like a little big brain kind of thing shows up. I'll just quickly explain who he is. His name is Vademon, and he's a collector of junk kind of stuff, really, and he steals Izzy's curiosity from him, and then what happens is he tells him to read his book, which is basically called All You Need to Know, and he says that it's like a bestseller. And then what happens is after that, Tentamon tries to stop Izzy from reading the book, and then what happens is after that, Vademon realizes that, and then he starts doing some weird training where he starts doing the alphabet and stuff, and then what happens is they get him. This is kind of gonna sound weird, guys, but this kind of references what happens in episode 22 of my show, but about episode 21, where Izzy is talking to Ty on the computer and stuff. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And okay, and now I'll continue on with it. It goes over to where Vademon is, and he says that there's always someone who wants to buy junk and stuff like that, and that he's the best man to buy from. And then later on, Demi Devimon comes up, and then he says that he's looking for something, and he shows them a picture of Izzy and Tentamon, and he says, did any of them fall into his universe and stuff? And then what happens is after that, he says that he must be in the market for their curiosities. He'll fetch them for him. And what happens is after that, he says that Devimon says that he's looking for their tag and crest, and then Devimon says that he'll exchange the tag and crest for a piece of his curiosity, and then Vedamon's intrigued by that. He said that he's thinking that Devimon must have a mountain of curious thoughts, and then he tells them that he can tell just by looking at him that he's a Digimon with enough wacky thoughts to make him a fortune and stuff. And then he goes back into his universe, and then what happens is after that, he tells Izzy that he forgot to mention something, but in order to fully improve himself, he has to get rid of things that are considered like excess baggage, which in his case, which apparently means getting rid of things, everything except the clothes. And then after that, it goes back to where Vademon is with Devimon, and he tells them the deal they made, and he tries to crank out some of his thoughts, and Vademon kicks him and stuff, and then Tentamon gets now this is gonna sound weird, guys, but this is actually the first time in the series where we'll see the baby form of Tentamon, which is called Pabumon, because basically what happens is Tentamon gets so bummed out that he digivolves back to his fresh form, like his baby form, basically, called Pabumon. And then what happens is after that, and then Pabumon tries to make Izzy remember who he is, and then what happens is after that, Izzy finally remembers who he is, and he apologizes to Pabamon because he didn't mean to make him de-digivolve. And then Vademon shows up, and he's saying that he lied, and Demi-Devimon's nothing but a Weevilmon, basically, which is kind of a funny little joke. And then Demi-Devimon's complaining at Vademon, he's like, "Oh please, I noticed my will put my feathers out if I don't give him that dagger crest." And then what happens is after that, he says, Vademon says that that Demi-Devimon got himself into the mess he's in, and he can get himself out. And then what happens is, and Izzy realizes that somehow he was tricked into giving up his curiosity, and he must implement a plan to get it back. But unfortunately, all he's coming up with is a big like zero and stuff. And then what happens is after that, they do manage to get the tag and crest back when Papamon's chasing him. And then what happens after that is they start fighting Vademon, and Papamon digivolves to Modimon, and then Modimon digivolves to Tentamon, and then Izzy's under attack, and then Tentamon's telling him to be careful, and then what happens is Tentamon digivolves to Kabuterimon, and then what happens after that is Vademon says that what he needs is some pest control, and then Kabuterimon gets hit with all these planets and stuff like that. And then what happens is after that, it goes to Izzy's telling Kabuterimon to get up. He's got to digivolve, and then it goes to the scene of the digivolving to the ultimate level, and this also introduces the final evolutionary form of Tentamon, which is called MegaKabuterimon. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first. And when MegaKabuterimon's character bio shows up, Izzy's saying that Kabuterimon did evolve all the way to Ultimate MegaKabuterimon, and let's see if he can take him on, Vademon. And then Vademon's saying that he can take care of him too, and then he uses his little power thing to cause a planet to run into him. And then what happened is after that, is he's like, Vademon's like, nothing like a speeding planet to give you the ultimate headache. And then MegaKabuterimon uses his special attack, which is called Horn Buster, which is basically a yellow blast of energy that he shoots out of his horn, basically, to knock Vademon straight into another dimension, and they manage to get out of his universe. And then what happens is after that, it shows Modimon and Izzy on the ground, and Monimon's telling him if he's okay, and then Izzy's apologizing to Monimon, and then Monimon is telling him that he didn't know, and then Izzy and then Matt and TK show up with Izzy, and they see Izzy and stuff, and they was wondering what he was doing, and then what happens is after that, Modimon says that Izzy was taking a self-improvement class, and Tentamon is and then Izzy makes a little bit of a joke about that. He said that he improved so much he flunked right out, and then it goes to where Demi-Devimon is with the thing in the bubble, which I'll explain later again. He says to it that a funny thing happened to him while he was at on his way to Vademon, and then the thing is telling him to prepare to face the consequences of what he failed to do. And then what happens is Demon's complaining, and he's like, "Don't leave me in this tree all night. Can I at least get some milk and cookies?" And that's basically where the episode stops. So I'll just before I quickly end this, I just want to mention there was a small part where Jenna showed up, so I just thought I'd mention that first since I missed it. I'll stop. And if you guys like this video on YouTube, just give it the best you guys can, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep it digital, guys.